They just dropped this headline on Monday, the Monday before Thanksgiving. While you're packing, while you're traveling, while you're not even paying any attention, homeowners insurance to spike another 16%. Not just in California, we're talking nationwide. That timing, well, that's not an accident, and that's strategy. Because they don't want you to see this. They don't want you to do the math. They don't want you showing up on Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow telling your family the truth. But I'm about to ruin that plan. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the exposed data that proves your pre-approval letter is based on fantasy numbers. That exposed secret, California insurance companies are hiding while they run ads telling you everything's just fine. And the 3 questions you need to ask your lender before you make an offer in 2025, or what remains of it, questions they don't want you to ask. The third one, well, that's the one that exposes whether they've been lying to you or not. Stick around. I'm Ramin, 20 years doing mortgages in the Bay Area. I teach business law at the college level. I'm not in some studio in Miami reading articles about California. I live here. I work here. My wife and I are going to Thanksgiving tomorrow with family who ask every single year, so how's the market? And this year, I've got an answer that they're not going to be ready for. Let's break down what they just dropped. Cotality, one of the biggest real estate data firms in the country, just announced at a national conference this week, homeowners insurance is going to go up 8% in 2026, another 8% in 2027. Exposed. At a conference on Monday, the week everyone's distracted. But here's a number they buried in the article. Insurance now accounts for 9% of a typical homeowner's monthly payment. Did you get that? 9%. You know what that is? It's the highest on record, ever. Not last year, not 2008, ever. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That last one used to be a rounding error. $200, who cares? Now, it's the thing that's killing deals, and nobody's adjusting for it. Now let's talk California, because this is where it gets ugly. The average American is paying 24% more for homeowners insurance than they were 3 years ago. 24%. It's like 25 almost, right? A quarter. But that's the national average. California, Insurify just projected 21% increases this year alone. That's right, this year. And that's the average. You know what I'm seeing in the Bay Area? In fire adjacent zones, in the hills. I had a client in Los Gatos got quoted triple what they paid 2 years ago. Triple. Same house, same coverage, same everything. I had a family in the East Bay find their dream home, $850,000, beautiful, kids picking out bedrooms, pre-approval looked awesome. We got into escrow. They go to get insurance. First quote, denied. Second quote, denied. Third quote, $9,200 a year. That's almost $800 a month just for insurance. Their original estimates from the lender, me, $200 a month. You know what that $600 difference did to their debt to income ratio? It will kill the deal. They couldn't qualify anymore. Same income, same house, same loan. Insurance murdered it. And I had to make that call. Hey, remember that dream house we talked about? Yeah, that's happening every single week right now. And most people don't find out until they're already in contract and emotionally invested. So let me explain how this actually works, because your lender probably glossed over this part. When you get pre-approved, we calculate your debt to income ratio. We take your total monthly payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and divide it by your gross income. Most loans are going to cap you around 43%. Some, like us, we go higher up to 50% on certain programs. So let's say you make $150,000 a year. That's about $12,500 a month, gross. At 43%, your max payment is $5,375. Now, watch what happens. 2 years ago, insurance on a $700,000 Bay Area home might have run you maybe $150 a month. Today, I'm seeing $400, $450, sometimes even $500 or more for that same exact house. That's $300 extra per month. That comes straight out of what you can borrow. You know what $300 a month translates into a purchase price? About $50,000 less house. So that $700,000 pre-approval, well, it might actually be a $650,000 pre-approval once you plug in real insurance numbers. But nobody updated your letter. Nobody called you. Nobody said anything. So you're walking around with your fantasy number in your pocket. Now let me tell you who's lying to you. Your lender is using insurance estimates from 2023, maybe 2024, if you're lucky, before State Farm panicked, before Allstate ran, before USAA jacked up rates 33%. They know these numbers are outdated, but the real number makes you qualify for less, and that means a lot smaller loan, and that means they make less money. So they just don't mention it. And the insurance companies, let me tell you about State Farm. State Farm went to California regulators and filed for emergency rate increases, 17%. Emergency, as in, we need this money right now. We're in real big trouble. But here's what they didn't tell you. They asked for 33% and got 17. They've already filed to get the remaining 13% approved. So that 17%, that's just round one. And you know what State Farm was doing the same month they filed that emergency request? They're running ads about how they're here to help and you're in good hands and all that goodness. They're not here to help. They're here to survive, and you're going to pay for it. Now, let me address something that's going to come up at your Thanksgiving table tomorrow. Someone is going to say it. Your uncle, your mom, that cousin who bought in 2019 who won't shut up about their equity. Just wait for rates to come down, then buy. Well, here's what those people simply don't understand. Mortgage rates are around 6.1, 6.2. Let's say they drop to 5%. Big drop. Everyone celebrates. On a $600,000 house, that saves you roughly $400 a month. Nice. But if your insurance went up 20%, which it did, that's an extra $100 to $150 a month. Property taxes, not going down. Home prices, well, they're not going down either. So you waited for rates to drop and you ended up with maybe the same payment, maybe even worse. You didn't save anything. You just shuffled a deck of chairs. Meanwhile, the people who bought last year, well, they're building equity while you are stuck on the sidelines waiting. The game changed and nobody updated the playbook that your family is using. All right, here's what you actually do with this information. Screenshot this, send this to whoever needs to hear it. 3 things you need to do before you make an offer in the remainder of 2025. Number 1, get your insurance quotes before you start house hunting. And I mean that. Not during escrow, not after you fall in love with that perfect house, before. Call an insurance broker, give them the zip codes that you're considering and find out what you're actually looking at. If a neighborhood costs $600 a month to insure instead of $200, that changes everything. That might be a no-go zone for you. Better to know now than an escrow. Number 2, make your lender rerun your numbers with real insurance estimates. Not the lowball number they plugged in to make your pre-approval look good. The real number for your target zip codes. If they can't tell you what insurance actually costs in those areas, well, that's a red flag. Find a different lender. Number 3, ask about mitigation discounts. This is the one that they don't want you to know. California has something called the Safer from Wildfires framework. If a house has ember-resistant vents, defensible space, Class A roofing, you can knock 5 to 20% off of your premium. Most buyers have no idea this exists. Most realtors don't mention it. But a house with good fire mitigation versus a house without, same neighborhood, same size, well, one might be insurable at a reasonable rate, and one might not be insurable at all. Guess which one sells faster? Guess which one holds value? Look, I'm not trying to ruin your Thanksgiving. Actually, maybe I am, a little bit, because I've been doing this for almost 20 years and I've never seen it this bad, ever. I've never had to make this many phone calls telling people the deal fell apart, not because of rates, not because of the price, because of insurance. The silent killer nobody's talking about. So tomorrow when the home ownership conversation starts, and it will, you're going to be the most informed person at that table. You're going to know that pre-approval letter everyone obsesses over is only part of the story. You're going to know that insurance is the hidden cost that's blowing up deals left and right. And you're going to know that old rules, the ones your parents followed, the ones your uncle quotes, they don't work anymore. Now, if you're thinking about buying in the remainder of 2025, drop a comment below. Tell me your situation. I read every single one. And if this helped you, send it to someone who needs to hear it before they make a $700,000 mistake. I'm Ramin. This is Real Talk. Happy Thanksgiving. Now go scare your relatives.